Alright guys, what we're going to do is have a bit of a look at Gladiator, have a look at his skills, his skill descriptions, and man, he's a pretty badass looking unit, eh? He's like, I shouldn't say it because it's Marvel, but got to kind of compare him to Superman just a little bit. Certainly has a lot more pizzazz in his outfit than Superman. Loving the mohawk, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, let's get into it, have a quick look through his skills, have a quick look at his skill preview as well. So he's the native tier 2 in this update. So yeah, let's get into it and have a look. You can kind of see that there's really no kind of setup usually to the units that we get in the actual update. He has no uniform, of course. So at some stage today, I'll roll an ISO for him, put a custom gear. Let's actually see if we do have any custom gears. Yeah, I'll have to sort of muck around and drag some CTP of rage and energy off existing characters to try and kit him up, and probably do the same with the actual Uriel as well. Anyhow, enough of that talk. Let's get into it. Let's have a quick look at his details here. With his current build, he's only level 60. So he's a combat male superhero. He has leadership skill, which is always nice to know anyway. 3% increase of physical attack. He has a strong ability and fast movement as well. So he has a movement speed increase. Let's have a quick look at his gear. So his native gear is physical attack, ignore defense. In the first, second, all defense crit rate, all defense. In his third, skill cooldown, crowd control and HP. And his fourth, crit damage, attack speed, ignore defense. Actually pretty decent type of kit for his base stats with his actual gears. All right, let's get in, have a look at his skills. So he's passive, activation rate when HP below 99%, applies a self 5% recovery of max HP. So a bit of a healing, sort of self-preservation type one. First skill, he's got 35% burn damage, physical damage 75%. First skills in nearly all characters. There's only a handful which actually are okay, to be perfectly honest. Usually kind of like space fillers. Second skill, okay, applies to enemies, decrease all speeds by 15. He has a stun. He has physical damage of 88%. Later on today, I'll get into the Alliance Battle Extreme and see if the Beast Draw cancel has been cancelled. Let's bloody hope so. Third skill, applies to enemies, freeze, applies to self, so 100% chance for immunity to all damage, accumulates 10% of damage dealt. So this is probably the most OP stat that you can have on a skill in the game. So accumulates 10% of true damage dealt to the game, regardless of defense and dodge rate. Accumulated damage cannot pass 10,000, that's pretty standard. 1% increase of all attacks. Each 1% accumulated damage proportion max accumulated damage. Try saying that 10 times in a row. And he's got cold damage. So I think that's his, we'll have a quick look at it in a second. I'm pretty sure that's his freeze breath skill. Okay, so his fourth skill, which is like the laser sort of setup, laser glare they call it. Applies to enemies, 40% burn damage every 1 second. Applies to self, increase all attacks and all defenses by 40%, all speed by 1, and crit rate by 40%. Removes incapacitation. That is a hell of a buff. That fourth skill is epic. Fifth skill, applies to enemies, deals 45% burn damage. Got a stun, got incapacitation on it, got a decreased defense, stacks up to 60%, wow, and ignores immunity, so he's going to be pretty handy for World Boss Ultimate as well. Applies to self, 100% chance to penetrate. Man, this guy's got the goods, eh? He's looking really good on paper. Invincible for 5 seconds. Physical damage, 120% of physical attack. Okay, he's tier 1 passive. Super armor, perfect. Love units with super armor. All defense by 40, increase skill damage by 30, bonus damage by 40, decrease all damage received by 40%. Looking really good. His leadership applies to all allies, 45% increase of all attacks. Man, this guy all round on paper looks frickin' awesome. Let's have a quick look at his skill preview. All right, let's turn this AI on. even though it's annoying when they try and hit us. Get them all in. Okay, third skill is the skill with the big buff on it, and that looks awesome. Look at that ice blast. Crystallizes at the end. Fifth skill. Wow. How many hits have we got here? 316 hits on the fifth skill. On the fourth skill. Oh, far out. That looks frickin' awesome. He just hovers and burns them up. Gonna go into the third skill again. Second skill. Geez, that second skill has a lot of hits on it as well. It probably has pretty decent burst damage. First skill. Actually, first skill is nice and quick as well. Sort of gathers the enemies together and lights them up. Man, I like it. I love that animation on the third and the fifth. Wow. That is absolutely bonkers. He is visually awesome, this guy. Self-leadership as well, 45% leadership. So, I mean, it's so hard to say until we test, but he looks like he's going to be a huge threat to combat Hero Day. So I'd say he's going to knock off Namor, even though Namor's with his tier 3 is pretty awesome, but just this guy, just the way his skills combine, it's not going to surprise me at all if he becomes the meta on combat Hero Day at all. Whoa, and it just flows together beautifully in the skill preview. Alright guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of Gladiator. He looks pretty damn good to me. Gonna upload this vid. You guys can check it out, see what you think.